So today we're looking at Saxon Math Course 1, Lesson 102. This is called Mass and Weight. In this lesson, we're going to look at physical objects that are composed of matter. That's one of the definitions here. The amount of matter in an object is its mass. Doesn't necessarily mean how much weight it has. Mass does not change with changes in gravity. So it doesn't matter where you are on the moon or the earth, doesn't matter. The mass stays the same. The weight may be different. Weight does change with changes in gravity. The weight of an astronaut will change on the moon. His or her mass does not change on the moon. So as we look at it, some of the tools we use to measure weight can be found in the US customary system. 16 ounces equals 1 pound, and 2,000 pounds equals 1 ton. For mass, we can use the metric system, which is 1,000 grams equals 1 kilogram. So the amount of matter in an object is its mass. We measure mass in milligrams, grams, and kilograms. 1 grain of salt will equal about 1 milligram. So just 1 grain of salt, that's how much it will be in weight. A paper clip will weigh about 1 gram as well. Sorry, not as well, but a milligram is 1,000 times smaller than a gram. A math book equals about 1 kilogram. In the US customary system, we measure weight of objects in ounces, pounds, or tons. So an envelope and a letter will equal about 1 ounce. A small car will equal about 1 ton. A shoe will weigh about 1 pound. Using those, let's work through some problems here. If you have 2 kilograms, how many grams is that? Well, if you remember, 1 kilogram equals 1,000 grams. You can determine how many 2 kilograms is simply by multiplying both of those by 2. So if we multiplied this by 2 and this one by 2, they're equal. We're going to remain equal here. That would be 2 kilograms equals 2,000 grams. In example 2, we have a couple problems we're going to work through here. If you have 7 pounds, 12 ounces, plus 2 pounds, 6 ounces, you have to determine how many pounds and ounces you'll end up with. These are two separate things in a sense. I mean, we've got ounces over here, we have pounds over here. It's still measuring weight. But if we add the ounces together, we end up with 18 ounces. And the pounds, we end up with 9 pounds. Now this looks like it's done, but it's not. Why is it not done? Because of this 18 ounces. Because if you know, 16 ounces equals 1 pound. This is the LB's, the abbreviation for pound. So if 16 ounces equals 1 pound, that means we have at least 1 pound in this right here. So because this is 18 ounces, we actually have to take the 18 minus the 16 to get the 2 ounces that's left over if we took out a pound from this side. If we take a pound out from this side, we have to add it to this side. So now we have 10 pounds because we took 1 pound out of the ounces. And what we're left with is the 2 ounces that were remaining when we subtracted the total number of ounces in a pound. You have to use that same technique when you're subtracting. So let's look at this 9 pounds 10 ounces minus 7 pounds 12 ounces. What do you notice? Well, again, these are two separate sides in a sense, but you notice this 10 minus 12 doesn't work. We don't want to have a negative ounces here. So what do we have to do? We have to borrow from this side. We have 9 pounds over here minus 7 pounds, but we can borrow 1 pound. We can borrow 1 pound and make that 8 pounds. And if I borrow 1 pound, I'm throwing 16 ounces over here, and I would end up with 16 ounces plus the 10 ounces we already have, which would end up being, in this case, 26 ounces. So now I have, instead of 10 ounces, I have 8 pounds, 26 ounces, and I need to subtract 26 minus 12 in order to get my answer of 14 ounces here, which is still under the 16 ounce equals 1 pound threshold. And then we have 8 pounds minus 7 pounds on the pound side, which ends up being 1 pound, 14 ounces in our final answer. So we've got what it amounts to being is 8 pounds, 26 ounces, which is exactly the same as 9 pounds, 10 ounces. All right, we didn't change anything there. We didn't actually change anything there. Oh, hold on. So if that happens, then you basically end up with your final answer here. You've got 8 pounds, 26 ounces equals 9 pounds, 10 ounces. All right, let's move on. If you have a half a kilogram, how many, which is how many grams? A half a kilogram is how many grams? So in this case, you need to know how much is 1 kilogram. Well, 1 kilogram equals 1,000 grams. And if we've got half of a kilogram, well, I hope that you know what half of 1,000 is. That would equal 500 grams for the final answer on that one. Letter B, the mass of a liter of water is 1 kilogram. So the mass of 2 liters of beverage is about how many grams? So if 1 liter, so this is 1 liter equals 1 kilogram. So we just have to multiply that by 2. So you see that this would be 1,000 grams. 1 kilogram is the same as 1,000 grams again. So that means in this case it equals what? 2,000 grams. And actually grams doesn't have to be, you don't need a period after it. If you have 5 pounds, 10 ounces plus 1 pound, 9 ounces, just add up the ounces, you get 19 ounces on this side. You get the pounds, which should be 6 pounds on this side. But you notice this is more than 16, so I have to put one of the pounds, 16 ounces is 1 pound, so I'm going to make that into 7 pounds. And then 19 minus 16, remember 19 minus 16, because this is how many is equal to 1 pound, means we have 3 ounces left over. So that's 3 ounces for this piece. So let's move on to letter D here. If you have 9 pounds, 8 ounces minus 6 pounds, 10 ounces, one thing you notice is you can't take 8 minus 10. Remember, these are kind of separate. So I'm going to borrow. This is going to be like 8 pounds now. 8 pounds, and then this will be, I'm going to dump 16 ounces over on this side because I'm borrowing 16 ounces from one of those pounds. 16 ounces goes over into this side. 16 plus 8 makes 24 ounces. So that's my new number that I need to subtract. 24 minus 10, that equals 14 ounces. And 8 minus 6 equals 2 pounds. So this answer would be 2 pounds, 14 ounces. Right on this last one, a half-ton pickup truck can haul a half-ton load. Half of a ton is how many pounds? So if it's a half-ton pickup truck and it can haul a half-ton load, a half of a ton is how many pounds? Well, first of all, you need to know what how many pounds a full ton is. FYI, if you don't know that already, 1 ton equals 2,000 pounds. So if you know that, then you already know what a half ton is. A half ton, in this case, would equal 1,000 pounds. And that's your answer. All right, on your quiz today, you need to figure out how much 3 tons is in pounds. You need to know what 3 kilograms is in grams. You need to know what 2 pounds is in ounces, what half of a pound is, and how many ounces that would be. And then if you have a mass of a liter of water is 1 kilogram, what's the mass of half of a liter of water? How many grams is that going to be? And then half of a ton is how many pounds? So we answered a couple of those questions. If you didn't get that, you can probably go back and review the video to double check those. Those are your quiz questions for today. Remember, those are all 5 points each, so this assignment will be worth 30 points. Get that done by midnight tonight and post it, and have a great night. Thanks for watching.